functioning. And it may also lead to paralysis also, or partial paralysis, hemiparalysis. So the reason may be due to high blood pressure. Stroke can be the caused. High blood pressure, stroke can be caused. Then a person may lose consciousness, and he may not respond to the people around him who are calling him when he is suffering from stroke. Breathing will become noisy, and his muscles will become weak. Side may droop down, eyelid may droop down. So various things we can see when a person is this attack of stroke is there. But the first aid can avert the complications and can save life. So what we have to do, bloodletting on the fingertips, toes, also toes, puncturing the nail plates, roots of the nail plates for immediate revival. Then heart and lung massage for respiration and cardiac functioning. Brain massage. Once the cardiac circulation has stopped, this brain will quickly stop working. So that is irreversible damage. So we have to avoid that thing. To avoid this, we have to give good massage on the lungs and the heart and the brain. So remember this, resuscitation, very important. Heart, lung, brain, endocrine, adrenals. So very important to remember and to work on these. Then there is another case of epilepsy. In such cases, there is loss of consciousness. बेहोश हो जाते हैं, collapse हो जाते हैं, गिर जाते हैं. And this is accompanied with convulsions. Fits आते हैं उनको, दौरे पड़ते हैं उनको. And froth from the mouth, झाग निकलती है मुंह से. And tongue biting, अपनी tongue को bite कर लेते हैं. So to avoid that tongue biting, we should put a handkerchief between their teeth. मुंह में handkerchief डाल दीजिए. So that they do not bite their tongue. And these, in such cases, they do not remember what happened with them. These fits last for 2 to 3 minutes, or they may lapse into comatose, followed by deep sleep. And then when they wake up, they do not remember what happened with them. So it may become threatening also. So stimulate the brain points, heart point, the lung point, Shizuan point, the fingertips, respiration, resuscitation points, all resuscitation points. Very important in such cases, because we have to give blood supply to the brain. And blood supply to the brain can go through your lungs and heart. Lungs have to breathe, heart has to pump blood to the brain, and when it is pumped to the brain, that blood is carrying oxygen. So if oxygen is not less, there is no problem.
Ma'am, please repeat that point for epilepsy.
Please repeat.
Repeat that point, which point we should give pressure for epilepsy?
All these points, we have to take care of the heart, lungs, good massage on the heart, lungs.
Yes.
Downwards towards the lungs, we give massage to your brain point. Brain point massage, what did we discuss on this tips? Shizuan points and Renzong points on the base of the nail plate.
Yes.
So these points should be taken care of. CPR, remember, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Cardio means heart has to be taken care. Pulmonary means lungs have to be taken care. And when both these are functioning properly, oxygen will reach the brain.
Okay.
then there is no problem. But in case epilepsy or in other shocks or fainting, so that means oxygen supply is less to the brain. We have to give good supply to the brain. And good supply of oxygen to the brain is possible only if our lungs and hearts are working well and do also work on the adrenal gland.
And if it occur only once in a time, once in a September month with my son, then we do regular massage on these organs, ma'am.
There is no harm doing massage here. No, this is just stimulating your points. We can do it every day. Even healthy people can also do this massage. It is very good.
Okay.
We are stimulating as long as you can do.
Okay.
This massage on all our body parts, on all the organs, it is good. We should all do this. Not thinking it is emergency or not thinking there is some problem with the person, individual. Do it regularly, this massage.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
To keep your heart, to keep your lungs, and whatever, wherever you are doing massage, you are keeping it healthy.
Okay.
More blood supply is being, circulation is improving.
Okay, ma'am.
If we improve circulation, we are healthy.
Okay. And mustard plaster also apply, ma'am?
Mustard plaster we had put on the shin in the hypertension cases. No? In such cases, we can put mustard plaster or black pepper plaster. If not available, go with the seeds.
Okay.
That is not the first aid, that is the after part thing. Seeds are being put later on.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now this is lumbago. In this, what happens is your lower back sometimes freezes. It appears it is frozen. You are unable to move at all. No movement at all. This may happen sometimes because if you have lifted something heavy, sudden acute pain can come. Then maybe due to sudden twist or due to exposure to cold. So that acute pain may come suddenly. And you will feel that your back is frozen, not able to move at all. So that time, you need intense massage here. Between these two fingers, you know, this is the area. So this is the place where you should give intense massage here. Because you won't be able to straighten up also. If it will be like frozen, wherever you work, it will be in that very position your back will be. So give a good massage, vigorous massage. Then, so find the painful correspondence to this, give good massage. Then it should be thoroughly, it should be intense massage. You can do it on the main correspondence, you can do in the insect system also. You can use a ring, you can use your fingers, you can use it any way with your thumb. But when you will produce warmth here, and you will see that this frozen part will start becoming better. Relief will be felt. So you can do moxa here. You can put plaster, pepper plaster here. So this will really help you. This I have also felt in, I myself have experienced it. I had cervical and my neck was frozen. I could not move. It was really severe pain. Then I had to give some warmth, and within few seconds, I could move my neck. So this really works. I have seen with myself only. So maybe in the neck or maybe in your back, it works. Then we have another where we need first aid, bronchial asthma attack. So in this, what happens is there is, again, this is due to asphyxia. That means a lack of supply of oxygen to the body. So everywhere we'll see lack of supply of oxygen. That means circulation is less. So we are improving the circulation with massage. So in such cases, and this what happens, bronchial asthma, it happens suddenly, all of a sudden. And this may last for several minutes may last for several hours or even be carried on for a few days also. So in this, what happens is hurried breathing. Hurried breathing. Inhalation becomes shorter. When you are inhaling, it's not deep, it's shorter. And exhalation is, as compared to your inhalation, exhalation is longer. So give a linear massage. Now, why is this inhalation shorter? Because the passage is narrow. Your trachea, your passage of the respiratory system, the respiratory tract, that is narrow. So the breath is being shorter. Maybe there is too much congestion, that sputum is there inside. So we need to discharge that sputum out. And to discharge the sputum out, you have to give linear massage, but now it is this way, upwards. You have to throw it out, either through your mouth or through your nose. The sputum has to be thrown out. So massage will be upwards now. So be careful about the direction of the massage. Give good massage on your diaphragm, this lifeline, upper diaphragm here. Give good massage here. Another thing, this here you see, this point, this first metacarpal bone, when you come here, this bone here you'll feel, give massage here at the base of this. So this bone, this also helps in such cases, in emergency during of these cases, massage here also helps. Massage on the upper diaphragm helps. So this corresponds to the upper diaphragm stimulation, and it gives relief to the patient. In many cases, asthma bouts are completely done away when these manipulations are done. What manipulations? Throwing the sputum out, then we are massaging here on this bone at this bone level, massaging here on the upper diaphragm area. We can put pepper plaster, we can give moxa, warm the painful points, so as to, when you are giving moxa, then the sputum that is being dissolved, which it is like something, you can say it is like ghee. Suppose it is like a ghee, and it has solidified inside, deposited inside the respiratory tract. And when you give that warmth with the moxa or with the plaster, pepper plaster, the sputum will start dissolving and it is thrown out. Initially, what happens is it's deposited, it's become so thick, it's not coming out. So now we, with that warmth of moxa and plaster and massage, we are helping it to move out, and it is thrown out. And now the tract will widen up, that obstacle is removed, and the person can breathe comfortably. And very important thing here is that adrenal glands here should be given massage. And why? Because adrenal glands secrete corticosteroids. They secrete corticosteroids, which are natural steroids. In such cases like bronchial asthma, steroids are given. But when we are working on the adrenal glands, they secrete natural steroids. So we do not require steroids from the outer source. Outer source steroids, they are all chemicals. And when we are getting natural steroids from the adrenal glands, they are helping us. And in a beautiful way, they are helping us. So we should work on the adrenal glands. Normally also we should work on the adrenal glands and have the natural steroids that are produced by our body through the adrenal glands. So this is the point which I just mentioned here, the bone, base of the first metacarpal bone. This is the point where you should massage and put a seed also. This helps in bronchial asthma attacks. Next case is ours, acute respiratory viral infections. In short, we call it ARVI. So in these, acute respiratory viral infection is there. So this virus can infect the respiratory tract. So it can cause rhinitis. It may cause coughing, husky voice, headaches, high fever, delirium, convulsions. So what happens in rhinitis? There is irritation of the swelling, irritation and swelling jo under mucous membrane lining in the nose. That mucous membrane lining, the lining of the nose, we feel irritation there, feel that gets inflamed, swelling is there. So that is the rhinitis. Then high fever can be there, convulsions are there, fits are there. Delirium is when they have a confused thinking state, not aware of the surroundings, confused thinking. So that is delirium. So these infections can lead to any of these symptoms. So in such cases, tips of the fingers and toes can be painted black. If high fever is there, especially in infants, you can color the tips of the fingers and toes blue or black. You can massage with ice here. Immerse it in the cold water, chilled water for around 1 to 1.5 minutes, 30 to 90 seconds. Just immerse the fingertips in the cold water. Then later on, color them tips with the black color. And with this, the temperature falls down. And in high temperature, of course, bloodletting can be done. It will also lower the temperature. This is how the black color is put on the fingertips. And in the other figure, ice massage or ice is attached there on the fingertips. Ice cubes. So next is the renal colic. Renal